Well, hello friends. My name is Tracy Duffield and I'm here from Duffield's Farm, and I'm going to do a farm lesson for you right from our learning barn at the farm. Today's lesson is actually something that I do with all the second graders in Washington Township. Every year I get to go to all the schools, share my story, Seed, Soil, Sun, and talk to the students about planting seeds. And then I bring the seeds back to the farm where we let them sprout in our greenhouse. But since we can't do that this year, I'm going to still share this story and give you some ideas that you can do at home with your parents or somebody else that's in your home. Today's story is called Seed, Soil, Sun, Earth's Recipe for Food. This story is by Chris Peterson, and the photographs are from David Lindquist. A few seeds, a little soil, a ray of sunshine, a splash of rain, a breath of air. This is Earth's recipe for the food we eat. And if you look in all these little hands, there's all different types of seeds. Nearly all of our food comes from seeds planted in the soil, moistened by the rain, and warmed by the sun. Tomatoes, potatoes, peppers, and peas all begin as tiny seeds. Apples, pineapples, melons, and mangoes start with seeds too. In fact, almost all plants on Earth grow from seeds. Each spring, farmers plant millions and millions of seeds in the soil, wait for good rains and warm sunshine, and then watch their fields turn into food for harvest in the fall. Some crops grow into food for people, and some are fed to our animals. Then the animals provide us with milk, meat, eggs, and other products. And that's what we're doing right now on our farm here at Duffield's. We're planting lots of seeds so that you'll have food to eat in the summertime. More corn seeds are planted each year in the United States than any other kind of seed. Whether it is sweet corn in a backyard garden, field corn in a section of land that measures a mile across, or popcorn in a big bowl, it all begins with a little seed. The beginning of a new plant is curled up inside the seed, and moisture from the rain filters down to the buried corn seed, softening its skin and causing it to swell and split open. Part of the seed, the root, grows down into the ground, and you can see the root that comes out of this corn seed. Another part of the seed, the shoot, reaches for the sun. And there's a corn plant that's already started. And we actually have some of our corn planted so that you can have corn on 4th of July. We actually planted our corn by seed at the end of March. And then we cover it with plastic so that it doesn't get harmed from the cold weather, which we've had some really cold nights this year. Then they take the plastic off once the corn starts to look like this, and it'll start to reach for the sun. A corn seed doesn't look like much, but look out. When it is placed in good soil and the sun shines and the rain falls, the seed germinates or sprouts. It takes only a few weeks for the sprout to turn into a gigantic corn plant, with roots reaching down over 6 feet into the ground. So here's the tiny corn seed, which looks just like a kernel of corn, and you might want to remember that. Once it's planted, it'll shoot up to the sun. Soil is another ingredient needed to make food. This tiny layer of our earth is made up of silt, sand, and clay, along with minerals, dead leaves, twigs, and a zillion tiny organisms. Each handful of soil contains more living things than all human beings on Earth. So just that little tiny handful of soil. And our soil is very important. Microscopic one-celled bacteria that munch away on dead leaves and insects in the soil are so minute that it would take 1,000 of them lined up in a row to reach across the head of a pin. They use the energy stored in the leaves, roots, twigs, and insects, recycling nutrients that feed the corn. The earthy odor of rich soil is bacteria at work. Earthworms, amoebas, mites, and moles also live in the soil. As they search for food, earthworms slither through the dirt, eating debris and discharging it as a rich natural fertilizer called castings. They leave behind an underground network of tunnels that allows air and water to filter in. The air and water help the plant's roots breathe and grow. So all those slimy little earthworms that you see around this time of the year are all doing work underground for our roots to our plants. So the soil provides a home for the seed, but the seed only has enough energy inside it to push the new seedling out of the soil. Then the sun takes over. Sunlight is another key ingredient in Earth's food recipe. Plants are the only living things that can use the sun's energy to grow. Plant leaves are nature's food factories. Cells within the leaves absorb energy from sunlight, carbon dioxide from the air, and water through the plant's roots. Then these ingredients combine in a chemical reaction that creates sugar for the plant to grow and releases oxygen in the air for us to breathe. The way plants turn sunlight, water, and carbon dioxide into sugar is called photosynthesis. That's a really long word. Let's say it, photosynthesis. And plants are really good at it. In fact, when they make energy, they make more than they need. They store the extra energy, and listen to this, in their leaves, their stems, their flowers, their fruits, their roots, and their seeds. And that's all our food from plants. So, now I'm gonna make you think a little bit. Knowing that, when you eat lettuce, what part of the plant do you think you're eating? Well, if you said leaf, then you're correct. The lettuce is actually the leaf part of the plant. How about when you eat celery? When you eat celery, what part of the plant are you eating? Think about it. And if you said stem, that's correct. The celery is actually the stem of the plant. How about broccoli? When you eat broccoli, what part of the plant do you think you're eating? And think about it, what does the broccoli look like? Well, if you thought flower buds, then you're correct. Broccoli is actually the flower bud of the plant. How about when you eat apples or tomatoes, what part of the plant are you eating? That's kind of easy. You're eating the fruit. So if you said fruit, then you were correct. Here's one to think about. How about carrots? When you eat carrots, what part of the plant are you eating? And if you said roots, that's also correct too. When carrots grow, the orange carrot actually grows down into the ground and is the root of the plant. And the top part of the carrot, the bushy green tops, that's all you see on the top of the ground. Now here's one, if you remember the part of our story when I talked about the corn. When you eat sweet corn, what part of the plant are you eating? And you're actually, if you remember from the story, the corn seed looked just like a corn kernel. So you're eating the seed part of the plant. And when you drink milk from a cow, you're drinking a food made when the cow eats plants like grass, corn, and soybeans. All these foods begin as what? Seeds, very good. The seed starts the plant, the soil feeds the plant, and the sun, the air, and the rain combine to grow the plant into food. And as they grow, All of Earth's plants produce oxygen for all of us to breathe. When the plants are harvested, they provide food for the world and new seeds to begin the cycle once again. So thank you for listening to my story. And what I'm going to show you now is a fun project that you can maybe start at home, planting your own seeds. And it's real easy. I'm sure a lot of you are probably eating a lot of eggs. So all you need is an egg carton and some seeds, and seed packets you can get at Ace Hardware right here in the township, or Lowe's, Home Depot. A lot of those places are still open, and you can purchase any kind of seeds from there. I have for my garden box cucumbers, radishes, green beans, carrots, summer squash, and watermelon seeds. But you can get any kind of seeds. You can fill your egg carton with potting soil or just dirt from your backyard and actually plant your seeds and start them in the egg carton. Once they get to be a certain size, you can just cut this part out or just pop the plant out and put it in the ground outside. I would wait just a few more weeks before you put anything outside, maybe 2 more weeks, just to make sure it's warm enough, because we have been getting some really cold nights. If you have some popsicle sticks, you can take your popsicle sticks, write the name of what seed you planted, and you can just stick them in your egg carton. This would be a really fun project to do as a family, and then you can transplant it and maybe you'll have some fresh vegetables to eat this summer. I also want to show you, I have a paper, and I'm going to try to download this on our website and make it available to you. But this is a way that you can actually chart your garden, and it has a section, it has a ruler right here, and each day you can watch for your seeds to grow, and then you can start to measure your plant. And it tells you all the different, all the different vegetables, so you can put your own vegetables in there. And also something that's very important is that you water your seeds so that they grow. And here's my last thing. I just have a picture. This will kind of give you an idea of what the different types of seeds look like. For instance, cucumbers, their seeds that you would plant actually look just like the seeds inside the cucumber. Our squash seeds look just like pumpkin seeds, and that's because pumpkins are in the squash family. My bean seeds look just like beans, and my pea seeds look exactly like peas. So there's so many different types of seeds, and they all look different. I hope that you enjoyed our lesson for today, and good luck planting your garden for this summer. Bye.